Don't you forget about me, cause we're on video number 5 in a 10 video series about creating a language. And today we are going to go over the unique style and shape and look of your fantasy language. So welcome to the 5th video in our language creation series. In this video, we are going to dive headfirst into the writing system of your con language, giving your language a visual identity. Writing systems are more than just a way to convey language. They are a reflection of your world building. It's a reflection of the uniqueness and life that is lived in that narrative. So if you're, the world feels lived in, it's when things are a part of natural occurrences and natural life, and things feel woven into the narrative in a way that doesn't feel explained. All right. And language is a part of that. So we're going to discuss basically how to create a writing system. Okay. So there we go. But Thomas, what is a writing system? Well, we always have to define everything. Writing system is a method of visual representing. A writing system is a method of visually representing a language using symbols or characters. It can be as simple as alphabet or as complex as a series of logograms, I should say. Logograms. The writing system you create for your con language is an essential part of its identity, and it can reveal a lot about the culture, the values, and history of its speakers. But more importantly, it gives your world a sense of existence. Writing symbols can be alphabetic, where each symbol represents a sound, like in English. It could be syllabic, where symbols represent syllables, like in Japanese or kana. Or logograph, where each symbol represents a word or concept, like in Chinese. Your choice of writing systems will have a big impact on how your language is perceived. By the way, if I get any of that wrong, I'm not a linguist. All right. Okay, let's see. Reflecting culture. One of the things you have to think about is your technology level. See, the form of your writing system should reflect the technological level of your fictional society. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing inherently bad about a stone tablet society versus a paper society. They both have their stories. If your culture has carved their words into stone, the script may consist of simple angular shapes that are easy to carve. So let me repeat that. If your culture hasn't developed ink and paper and all these other things, their symbol styles might be stronger or more angular. When I say stronger, I don't mean like better. I just mean like just a harsher, more like, because if you're carving into stone, you're carving into stone. If they use ink and paper, however, though, this might give it a more fluid and complex curvature, a design which becomes more artistic. And again, printing versus handwriting. Cultures with printing technology might have a more standardized writing system, whereas handwriting scripts might include individualized flourishes or variations, calligraphy. All right. Now, when it comes to language, you have to keep in mind that there's a historical development to a language as well. So you want to consider how the writing system has evolved over time. Did the language start with pictograms and evolve into a more abstract alphabet? Are there older forms of the scripts that are still used in religious texts or historical documents? The historical development of a writing system can truly add layers to your world building. For example, if your culture might have an ancient script that is still considered sacred, while a simplified version is used for everyday writing. Okay? Hieroglyphs. I would also say there are types of writing systems. All right, we're gonna actually go over some of that, but let's start with the one we all kind of know: the alphabetic writing system. The alphabetic system uses symbols to represent individual sounds or phonemes, phonemes, or how they expect you to say it, phonemes. All right. Examples include the Latin alphabet used in English and the Russian alphabet. The what is it? Cyrillic. I don't know. Oh, Cyrillic. What am I doing with my brain? All right. An alphabetic writing system might be suitable for a culture that values clarity and simplicity. However, using clarity that isn't a positive or a negative term, that's just saying they want it to be straightforward. It's But you can create your own alphabet by developing a set of symbols that represent the consonants and the vowels of your language. Think about the shapes. Are they sharp, angular, or rounded and fluid, depending on how your society works? Again, if it's if it's sci-fi, language might have its own beeps and boops. But more importantly, if you think about Star Wars did not have the original language written out. But now, if you go back, you'll see that they added it. But most Star Wars has written language that is a true language because it's a con language. It's created. But you can create your language using any kind of shapes you want, from dots, right? Because Braille. Okay, to lines, to a combination of dots and lines, to circles, to things that may look like our traditional alphabet for the English. But more importantly, you are in control of it. Okay. It's sort of like what's that? Arrival. They made up a language with circles, and it almost looked like ink splashes. You can do anything you want to do. All right. Syllabic. Oh, syllabic. Syllabic systems use symbols to represent syllabic. Why can't I say certain words? Syllabic. Example. Syllabic systems could work well for a language, but it really comes down to you and how you want your styles and your references. Okay. But more importantly, let's really look at the aesthetics of the writing. Okay. The aesthetics of writing system. The aesthetic aspect of a writing system is crucial. Why? Why is it crucial, Thomas? Well, because it adds a visual dimension to your world. Remember, it's all about building on the world. So if you're going to be angular or curved, that's something to think about. If it's going to be direct, a direction of writing, does the language flow left to right? Does it do right to left? Does it do top to bottom? Does it do circular? All right, there are some circular languages. This can reflect normal cultural norms. For example, languages written right to left might imply a cultural preference for moving in a particular direction of time or reflection and physical constraints, etc., etc. Again, that's just an idea to place onto the text. Okay. It could also be decorative, um, with extra flourishes and marks, and it's more elegant and pretty, and it could be a couple of shapes, dots, and each kind of shape or dot either is a word or a combination of words. And that brings us to the real world writing system that is fantastic. Okay. The Arabic script is a flowing, and it has a curvature to it, flows. It has like a beautiful look, symbols, and it's just gorgeous, right? But the runes, like Futhark, is the alphabet used by the Germanic cultures, where they were carved into wood and stone, which influenced how they were more angular shaped. All right. As an example, let's just do it. Let's give you some examples. Let's show you what I'm talking about, people. All right, there you go. Boop. Let's get rid of this. All right. So, can you see my thing? Okay, so proto, right? Proto. So they were just like, this is this is formed into A. Do you see how it formed into A? Right? Right? Ancient Greek, ancient Latin, Roman, and an A, right? Futhark, though, would be a little bit different than that. All right. Futhark actually kind of looks like this symbol, but the other way, right? Yeah, Futhark. Futhark. Give me the Futhark runes. I want my Futhark runes. Yeah, so A is like this, but it's the other way, and then these lines are pointing up. So I don't know if you could see my little indicator. Boop. Anyway, but look, see, there's a fish, and fish turned into D. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the evolution of language has always been so interesting. Here's Greek. You ever wonder what Greek is? Greek is a part of that as well. Ancient Latin. What's interesting is this X is also representative in Futhark, except in Futhark it is, I believe, a G. It's I think it's a G. G. Yeah, it's G. All right. So as we continue to look deeper into the framing, do you see how like it starts somewhere and then it evolved into a letter? That's something to think about when it comes to your languages. I'd have my face on it, but then you wouldn't be able to see the whole thing. So think about that. Uh, Not every symbol looks like what we would consider an alphabet, but it is. It's whatever they want it to be. I mean, there was a little bit more put into it because of culture and everything like that. But this Z turned into an I. This letter vanished. This symbol doesn't exist in modern times. Z. Look at this. I, right, which was probably pronounced Z, turned into Z over here. So there's all these different elements. Even V became 3 letters. All right, because even in Futhark, the symbol for K and C is the same letter. TH, the th sound is its own symbol, right? But T is a symbol and H is a symbol. And this is the beauty of language, is like you can create these symbols and then you could dedicate it to a letter or a sound or a vowel, whatever the case may be. But you're not limited to what has been created here. If we wanted to get a little bit anyway, let me see if I can do a boop 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 boop. Let's see if I can do this. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't want to do that. Not big enough. All right. Here you go. All right. Boop. Boop. All right. Boop. Okay, so as you can see, oh, this is F. Where's A? Oh, A. Yeah, that's right. I was okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So A, that was what I first said. A is this, but backwards. It's just reversed. And then I was like, it's up because I was seeing. I got to remember the alphabet is not in the same order. Anyway, so these are letters. Look, this is P. This is M, even though it's an E. This is M, where it has the infinity, right? This is L. This is NG, or also known as ing. So, like, this is what ing would be, is this, right? O. This is D. Okay. But they also mean some great things, like the th is a shield, it's protective. B, this is for fertility and stuff like that. So is this though. Look, this is EL, or whatever the case may be. And that's how you can look to language, is that you can create symbols and designs based on whatever you want. You're not stuck to, well, the English is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because you could make an A just be like maybe a dot, or vowels or dots or whatever the case may be, or you just have so much freedom to really think about it. And that's what brings us to the final thoughts. A writing system it becomes the visual identity of the language, and that's why you have to put some time into it. Again, if you're not going to put it in the book, I really wouldn't worry about it. But if you want to kind of like play with it, and maybe on your book cover have something written somewhere, that's okay. That's something fun. Maybe if you have titles to your chapter, they could be in English, but then underneath it could be in the language using your written script that you've created. It's these little things that add a little bit more depth to the reading experience and your world building. So, whatever you end up doing, just remember, it's all like, you can do whatever you want. Like, it's right, but you could have fun with it. It could be fluid. It could be whatever. Look at the Elvish language specifically for Tolkien. Right, it's flowy and it has a lot of dots and right. We look at it, just looks, ooh, it looks pretty. right? But they also write in circles too, right? They'll write in a loop style. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Next. Next. The next video in the series will be basically cultural integration, language meets world building. We will explore how language and culture intertwine to create a cohesive and immersive experience for your readers. Basically, we're going to talk about how to make it feel more livable, lived in, existing, that it has a truth to it. Question. Again, if you've been watching this, have these videos been working for you and helping you? Is this video series giving you some direction in where to go with your fantasy language? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if you've been developing a language. What do you call the language? Give me a sample of it in the comments below. I love supporting that kind of stuff. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out. Other than that, you know the phrase. Keep developing the right mindset. I'll see you next time. Bye.